had a lot of success yesterday playing Frost Death Knight and just targeting burn spells at my opponent's face until they were dead. And I figured today I would try Shadow Priest, which does a pretty similar thing. One of the most notable cards this got is actually a neutral card, the Brittle Skin Zombie, a 3-mana 4/3 undead with a death rattle that says if it's your opponent's turn, deal 3 damage to them. Now, you might be thinking this is just a worse version of Shadowed Spirit, and you're right, but that's okay because this deck is happy to play 4 copies of Shadowed Spirit. But not only do we have 4 copies of Shadowed Spirit, we actually have several effects that can revive them. Most notably, the High Cultist Basileff, which resurrects all friendly undead that died after your last turn. And of course, to support all these undead revival cards, we do have to have some other undead. We've got the Haunting Nightmare, a 3-mana 3/3 with a death rattle that haunts a card in your hand, and then when you play it, it summons a 3/3. And we've also got Mind Eater, a 2-mana 3/2 with a death rattle that adds a copy of a card in your opponent's deck to your hand. And then, of course, with all these death rattle minions and all the reviving we can do for the death rattle minions, we do have Zyrella the Devout to hopefully help close out games.
Death is nature's way.
Alone give me strength.
Wow. Turn 1 Undying Allies coin double Banshee. That's pretty sick. I'm down. And then I can follow it up with a Void Touch Attendant for some damage. Still playing Renathal. Aquatic Form on turn 1. Interesting. This is like one of the most insane turn 1s in the game. How do you deal with this board? Just attacking with my 6-power minion on turn 2. And then I found another undead, so even if they deal with it, I still get some buff out of it. Oh, a hero power? Can't feel too good about that. Unlike me, I feel great about this. Opponent's at 21. I have 10, 12, 14. Seems very unlikely I would be able to kill them this turn. But I can push a decent chunk of damage, and even with the armor they get, they're still in danger. Probably just dead. 10, 14, 19. Easy.
Alone give me strength.
Defias Leper. I don't really think this card is that good off the mulligan. Wow, double attendant. I might just go a little crazy on turn 1 and coin those both out. No clue what my opponent's playing. Could be Control Warrior, could be Rogue. Rogue is definitely more likely, but this looks like it might be Control Warrior. I probably should kill Watch Post, but I miss so much damage to kill it. No, there's no way I'm killing it. I have to miss 7 damage to kill it. So I can play a River Croc or a Spider Tank. Or I can Hero Power my opponent for 4, which is definitely reasonable. Four damage. Is my opponent dead? They're at 9. I have 4. Okay. That's a turn 4 lethal.
You asked for it. And you give me strength.
Couple of Banshees. Probably don't want 2 of them.
I see you've brought guests.
Not really the best Banshee curve. Point Hero Power, that's fine. If I didn't have Banshee in this slot, I'd probably be playing Peasant, which would also be bad.
Tusks won't stop shattering. Run as fast as
Alright,
you can.
good 3-3. Alright, if they're freezing it, that means I can give it Reborn. Bonecaller gets a Banshee at this point, which is not great. Try to feed it some other undeads. Surprisingly good baseline Reckless Apprentice. But my Bonecaller's pretty good here as well. And I think I do want a bone.
As fast as you can.
I didn't think they'd kill my bone guy. But I guess they had to get through it eventually. Unfortunately, my Shadowword Undeath doesn't appear to be upgraded here. Or active, or whatever word I want to use. Strong solid alibi, but only 2 armor out of the Deepwater Evoker, which now that I'm thinking about it, probably means they have another solid alibi. Which is annoying.
One Sunday get you after I'm done.
Something follows.
Join the spirits.
If I get full cleared, the Shadowword Undeath deals 4 to everything and summons 3 3/3s.
Who knows what secrets will uncover? I can take them. Wait, not all of them.
This is going to take a minute.
Run as fast as you can.
And I still have a pretty good board. Oh, just kidding. They're getting flurried. Oh, I picked up a Magister Dawngrasp. That's not actually that good, though. But Shadowword Undeath is pretty good.
Join the spirits.
Probably should kill this. Should I, though? Yeah, probably should. Okay, love that. Means they don't have a plan.
You wish to match wits with me.
Hate that. They didn't have a plan, but they drew the best card in their deck.
I have an idea.
I think I'm just pushing everything face here. It's only 6 damage, but, you know, 6 damage is a lot when you ignore the context of the board it took to deal 6 damage. That's not good.
Me tusks won't stop shattering.
Hero power does 2.
You wish to match wits with me.
I get a Shadow Word on death, right? I do have a couple of lethal draws next turn. Shadow Word on death. Zyrella. Void Touch Attendant. I don't love my odds, but I've got some stuff. Oh, missed 1 damage. This does do 2, right? Hey, that's a lethal.
Tranda versus the Lich King.
Will serve me in death.
Elune give me strength.
Very okay hand. Not worth the keep, I think. So, with Undying Allies, I probably don't play Banshee on one. Okay, so this could be turn 4. Undying Allies, Banshee, Brittleskin Zombie. And then whatever they manage to kill, I bring back with Basileff. And Shadowed Spear is actually a pretty good draw, because, lets me just play the zombie on 3, and then I can do a similar thing on 4. This is Undead. Should this be Undead? I mean, I guess a spirit would be Undead. I mean, I guess Banshee is also kind of a spirit, right? Dude, you're not cool at all. I hate this card. I hate it so much. Man, my opponent's turn 4 was a lot better than mine. I probably would rather give Haunting Nightmare Reborn, right? Although maybe not against a 4 health minion. Maybe I'd rather just play a 4 power minion. But I think the tempo from this is just going to be so good. I don't know, it was a lot of damage, considering the Basileff. But I think the Haunting Nightmare basically gets the damage in anyway.
Our gift of the arcane enlightens us.
Looks like they probably are going to be able to deny my Banshee here. But then I'm going to have a sick Basileff, so it's fine. Pretty nice. Not much reason for me to play a 1-2, I think.
Rise and serve your king.
Yeah, my Banshees aren't super good here, but they do a little. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, they were getting pretty dominated. Don't blame them.
Tyrande versus Kel'Thuzad.
Will be the end of you.
Elune, give me strength.
Kind of an interesting hand. I've got the 1 mana 2/3. I've got the shadow spell to enable it, and then I've got the zombie to go with the undying allies. I guess I'll keep this hand. Not really any superstars here, but I think it all just kind of works out.
The crystal shall decide.
And that's a good 2-mana card. Looks like big spell mage. So I could wait for turn 4 to go Undying Allies, Banshee, Zombie. Maybe I can pick up something to fill my turn. Or maybe they just give me something to hero power other than their dumb face. Okay. So which of my 3s would I rather give Reborn to next turn? Kind of feels like the Haunting Nightmare. Kind of feels like it gets its 3 damage in either way.
Wonder.
So it's like kind of the same amount of damage as the Brittle Skin Zombie. Let's just play the thing that does 4 damage instead of the thing that does 3 damage. Oh, okay. I thought we were no longer playing the game, but it seems we are. Wow, that's actually such a good draw. Because if they do something to my board, then this is so cheap. And if this is what summons 3/3s, it's so cheap.
I can take 'em. Wait, not all of them.
Only 1 damage, so not too scary. And they don't really have a great trade here. I feel like that's probably the worst trade, but I don't know. Could be wrong. Oh.
Something follows.
Basilisk. This grave digging is going to make so many 3/3s if my board gets cleared. Not really sure how they could clear it, though. What does this say? Costs 1 if a friendly undead died. So even if this gets, Barbaric Sorceress, could not think of the word. Well, I don't want to waste my 3/3, so I'm not going to play it. Maybe I should to just totally deny the Sorceress. But I think if they play Barbaric Sorceress here, it's probably not going to go that well for them.
I bring the muscle and the magic.
Let's see where this +2 goes. Alright, that's a value trade. Is this lethal? 14. It is lethal. Might have already been lethal, actually. No, because that did 8. Nice. I just had a very, very solid curve that whole game.
Tyrande versus Renathal.
There is a simplicity in inevitability.
Elune, give me strength.
Don't think anything here is worth keeping. Maybe Xyrella. But I really need to have a strong early game with this deck.
I see you've brought guests.
Blessings to you.
Well, 1 drop on 1. Wonder if my opponent is actually warrior. It does appear to actually be warrior. Tempo.
Can.
This far watch post is pretty annoying, but the 3/3 lines up pretty well into it, and I don't really want to put damage on my Void Touched Attendant.
In a box? Pirate stuff.
Okay, it is Warrior. Assumed it was after the watch post, but it's nice to have confirmation.
Something follows.
Oh, beautiful. My 3/3 landed on the grave digging. I think I probably should just hero power here, right? Although this 2/2 doesn't get a super good trade, but if I'm ignoring it, I'm playing a 3/2, and then it does get a good trade. So let's kill it.
The time has come to dethrone our former master.
Love Spider Tank on 4. Bone Caller's great. It guarantees a Haunting Nightmare, which is very solid. Oh, Stone Maul Anchorman. Kind of rough, because they can kill my Void Touched Attendant here.
As you can.
Hero Power doesn't quite get any work done. So I guess I'm playing a couple of other things. And hitting my opponent in the face. Almost guaranteed an Undead dies here, so I can play Shadow Word Undeath next turn if it's good. Draw 2, sure.
Our gift of the arcane enlightens us.
I got summon 2/4s with Taunt. Not bad.
In a box? Pirate stuff.
Wow. They're going to let me have a good Shadow Word Undeath, so I'll take it. It doesn't really make any sense to leave this up here. Like, yeah, if they attack into it, they take 3, but if they leave it up, they take at least 4. So they should have traded Renathal. Now they kill it. Opponent's at 8. I have 2, 4, 8. I don't have mana to also play Leper. Oh, this is such a good Shadow Word Undeath. Especially because my opponent's dead, but even if they weren't dead, it would have been super good.